Rev up your engines! Thanks for the 2.5 billion YouTube views. 2,500,000,000 plus views. Now you well might wonder, how did I get 2.5 billion views? It certainly wasn't because I'm good looking. Being 70 years old now, there's a lot of information in my head. And unlike my grandfather, who was also a mechanic, people said of him, I wish I knew half of what your grandfather has forgotten. Hey, I still remember most of the stuff. And that's why people watch me. I can tell you the truth about cars, trucks, motorcycles, whatever, from 56 years of actually working on the stupid things and telling the truth, because I am not sponsored by any car manufacturers. I do not do sponsored paid ads. I check things out, I tell you from my experience of working on them, and I do it honestly. There's no strings attached. Take electric cars, for example. I talk about them all the time. I've got equipment to work on them. I tell you the truth about electric cars. And as it stands today, the truth is, they're far from becoming something that the average person is going to be driving. They're pretty much rich men's toys these days. I'm not some moronic Hollywood star who's getting paid to ride around in an electric car and tell you how great it is, how it's saving the planet, because it's not saving the planet. Ask any honest engineer, scientist, they'll say electric cars aren't going to save anybody. And when I'm talking about cars, I do a lot of car comparison to show you the positives, the negatives of each type of car, transmission, engine, you name it. I do it honestly with years of experience to try to help people out. So I've got no vested interest in one versus another. Take this Honda. This guy was really nice. He gave a 60,000 mile RAV4 to his son's girlfriend, and she gave him this 160,000 mile CRV. He was so worried he wouldn't drive the CRV much, so it's got so many miles. So I spent days checking it out for him, and I'm basically telling him one thing: get the oil change. That's all it needs. Solid built car because of its design and how it was manufactured. It's an ultra dependable 2.4 liter, an extremely dependable 5-speed automatic transmission that they made for 15 years. These will actually last longer than the modern Hondas because they don't have turbochargers that wear them out faster. They don't have GDI fuel injection that put extra pressure in them. They don't have CVT transmissions that don't hold up as well as this actual 5-speed automatic. So I'm telling people the truth so they can make a wise decision. And of course, I'm always testing things out. Now I'm back in Rhode Island. I like this Vidalon AT7 bike. It's my favorite one here in Rhode Island. It folds, fits in the back of the Matrix quite well, but take electric motorcycles, they're crap. Yamaha Cruiser, right? This thing is indestructible. I bought it used for $3,000. Can go hundreds of miles on a tank of gas. Phenomenal motorcycle. Electric motorcycles are a dismal failure because with the combination of electric motor and electric battery, the stupid things cannot go far, fast, for long. I've had them where they say, hey, I'll go 145 miles, but that's going 30 miles an hour and stop and go with regenerative braking, right? Take them on the highway. Most people want motorcycle on the highway going 70, 75, 80 miles an hour. Do that speed in an electric motorcycle. You'll find most of them, they run out of electricity in an hour or less. Then you're stranded because being electric motorcycles, heavy batteries, they weigh a lot. Now this is a heavy motorcycle. If I ever ran out of gas, I'm going to be pushing it very far, right? The electric bikes, you can pedal them home, no problem. You're not pedaling an electric motorcycle home. They just are not convenient for the fun that people want to have in motorcycles. Hence, they are a massive failure. For example, the last fiscal quarter, Harley-Davidson sold a whopping 69 live wire electric motorcycles worldwide. 69 motorcycles. They are dismal failures. Electric motorcycles, they would have to have some kind of radical transformation in battery and motor technology for anyone to be able to get the fun that they're getting out of these. And they have a big drawback if you drive motorcycles. Now, bicycles, they don't make noise. Everyone's used to that, right? But a fast motorcycle makes a lot of noise usually. You get an electric motorcycle, it does make noise, you're going to get squashed. People aren't going to notice you're on the road. They don't hear you, they don't see you, and it's goodbye. There are so many factors against larger motorcycles being sold as electric motorcycles. It's going to be a failure unless, like I said, to have a radical change. Well, they'll make ones that can go 80 miles an hour for 4 or 5 hours, not just 45 minutes and then run out of power. Because electric motors aren't like gasoline motors. Take a regular gasoline car. You get your best gas mileage when you're on a highway. You're not stopping and going, right? But an electric motorcycle going at high speeds, motor is spinning at higher RPMs. It's less efficient. It gets hotter. It uses a lot more energy going high speeds than low speeds. And why do people buy motorcycles? Because they like high speeds. So the whole thing is upside down in the first place. Now, in addition to checking out cars, I check out tools and analytical equipment. This is a ThinkCar Edge 6 that I'm presently testing out. There are literally hundreds of scan tools. I test them all out. Now, as a professional mechanic, I often use my $5,000 scan tool, right? Most people aren't going to buy a $5,000 scan tool. And I've shown scan tools that cost $40 that work okay. I've shown ones that cost $120 that work a little bit better. This particular one is a $390 one that claims to do a whole bunch of stuff. It can do air fuel, bleed the brakes, airbag systems, auto start-stop systems. And later, if you get into more heavy-duty stuff, you can add it on. You can add on tire pressure monitoring. You can add on a work light, a thermal imager, a video scope, a battery tester, oscilloscope, a printer. I've already added a battery module. I didn't really add a battery module. It just so happens that I have another one of their ThinkCar tools, and the battery module just clips on the back of this. So I didn't have to buy this. I already had it lying around. You can see they got some interesting ideas. Snapping in, all these modules snap in. Maybe you have no interest in that. Maybe you do. You can buy it later on. I know the battery module tester works because I've used it in the other ones. I've tried it out in this, it works great. It does them all. Regular flooded, AGM flatbed, AGM spiral, gel battery, and the EFB batteries. All the different kinds of batteries cars use these days. This will test it. Let's face the facts. Time moves on. You need equipment that'll go with the time. Back in the day, they only had flooded batteries. You only needed one kind of battery tester. Well, they're all different now, and this tests them all. And it does a pretty good job. And considering that my old battery tester, it's a standalone battery tester, cost me over $900 years ago. This thing is $390. Hey, it does a lot more than just test batteries, right? So if you want to know about tires, suspension systems, engines, charging systems, cooling systems, feel free to ask me when I'm live. Now, I take it seriously because what I do is when people ask me questions, I store it in my head, and when I make these videos, I take basically the main questions that people want to know, and those are the ones that I will make most of the videos on. Every once in a while I'll do some oddball thing, but most of the time I want to make a video that will help the most people as much as possible. So you're not going to be seeing me making videos about Ferraris. I don't care about rich men's toys. You know, I just don't. If you look for something like that, get away from my channel, because I don't give a hoot about that crap. But if you're an average person somewhere on the planet that wants to get a nice, dependable car, and you want to get something that's going to last forever and get good gas mileage, hey, you're the people that are my target audience. Hence, I have over 2.5 billion views, because there's a lot of people out there that want that kind of honest information. Because in this crazy pop-up world where pop-ups are flying on our screens everywhere trying to sell us crap and all kinds of nonsense, it's nice to be able to find a guy like me that's going to tell you the truth about stuff, who has no vested interest other than helping people out. But of course, to be totally honest, I get about a penny every time you watch one of my videos from Google AdSense that I have nothing to do with their placement. I just tell them they can run whatever ads they want. That's their business. And they pay me about a penny every time you watch one of my videos. Hey, I used to roll pennies when I was a kid at my father's gas station in Lewiston, New York. Yeah, if you don't know what that is, you get all these pennies. You had to get a penny roll that had 50 pennies for 50 cents. Count 50, stick them in, and then bend the ends to hold them and take them to the bank, and you'd put your name and address on it, and then they would give you 50 cents for that. So here I am, happy to help everyone out. This is what the internet was originally configured for. People helping people out, giving real information. Now, of course, it's flooded with all kinds of crap, but I'm here to help you wade through it, at least for cars, trucks, motorcycles, so you can make a wise choice. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.